Artemesia Gentileschi inspired many from her time as well as now in our modern day. Italian painter of the Baroque art period, Artemisia exemplifies her paintings through various techniques and political statements. She is also known to be one of the most celebrated female painters of the 17th century. Self-portraits that she illustrated represent herself as a strong, creative, and fashionable woman, but it's the leading painting that changed her career. Gentileschi's Judas slaying Holofernes oil painting shows the delicacy and great power her skills came with. Her keen sense of displaying a vulgar scene and making it emotional and power-driven makes her stand out from her era. So who is Artemesia Gentileschi? Why is she important? And what does she contribute to her time period and now in our modern day? Gentileschi gained inspiration from renowned artist Caravaggio, so much that Wikipedia describes her as being able to depict the female figure with great naturalism and for her skill in handling color to express dimension and drama. Using chiaroscuro, realism, naturalism, and tenebrism, she used these techniques that allowed her to depict telling stories that show emotional vulnerability and a play of events contradictory to real life. There was a shift in the art world due to the Catholic Church having an immense effect on it. Biblical illustrations started to become more important, and artists depicted Bible stories from different perspectives and endings, as did Gentileschi. She focused on women of the Bible going against male authority and violence, breaking social norms and painting a new way for women in art. Yet her personal experiences that she put into her work excelled through it all. A Time of One's Own, book by Catherine Grant, explains how modern-day women can relate to past women in history and their experiences. A prime example, Artemisia. Artemisia suffered through her life violence, rape, and abuse. Her paintings show an act of revenge to heal her trauma. A young 18-year-old Artemisia, tortured and raped by who The Guardian magazine exposes his name as Agostino Tassi, gets her revenge not in court, but in her expressive art. Rich blood stain on the mattress and the open-eyed man, consciously aware of what's been done to him, expresses the anger and vulnerability Gentileschi was going through. The realism in each fold and expression in the woman's face depict a skilled artist with more than enough talent to give. This painting at the time seemed so vulgar to the public that it was not as pronounced. They saw her painting as her portraying herself as a woman who was unmodest and indecent. It is clearly seen how much authority men had over women during this time, and yet she still prevailed and became a famous painter in Europe. A journal article written by Whitney Chadwick explained, "The issue of power and status that has been central for contemporary feminist artists, and many have thought deeply on the question of how women might speak with authority and strength through their art, especially now in a Western society whose privileges signifier is, quote, the phallus," she continues, in a quest to create a female visual language. Italian Baroque artists of the 17th century illustrated expressive works and lived and died in Bologna, a city known to be progressive, according to NMWA, in women's rights and helped female artists succeed. Along with this, she was able to paint for wealthy, noble, and royal patrons. She became a well-known female artist that was known for her beautifully fast-paced illustrations. This painting by Serrani portrayed a certain devotion women have to success. This story represents all of the Baroque art exquisitely in that it created a political statement. The story of Portia and Julius Caesar's assassination. Portia knew about the execution and yet kept it a secret for her husband in order to get into a man's world. In order to do this, she pierced her veins, which set her apart, which was unusual for other women. This message brings out what women won't do in order to succeed and be taken seriously, a political message that is still present now of what women have to do in order to be successful in a man's world. Gentileschi and Serrani were young Baroque artists making political statements about women in power and defying masculine violence, a fight for equality and power through art. They made timeless works of art that are still relevant in today's world, women persevering in male-dominated fields such as law, business, automotive, construction, and much more. These women were well above advanced for their age and time period, signifying that they had great teachers, and that they were able to be a part of such a significant movement as well.